In this video, we are going to learn about responsive web design. Responsive web design is an awesome solution to the multitude of different screen sizes, resolutions we have to deal with as digital designers. Remember how we used to zoom in to the websites on our phones because the text or image was too small? Well, that was because the website was designed for a larger screen size like laptop and PC. I thought that was the best way to do it, but now we have responsive web design. Before we go any further, you need to understand the difference between responsive and adaptive web design. In responsive web design, your content is going to flow. It is going to squish and release as the browser or device size changes. Adaptive web design is just going to adapt at certain sizes. When the site detects the available space, it selects the most appropriate layout for the screen. The second thing you need to remember is the flow. Every HTML document that websites are built on are made of a natural flow of the elements on that page. And as screen size starts getting smaller, your content starts taking more vertical space. It is something you should keep in mind if you are not used to it. The third principle you need to keep in mind is that units of measurements like millimeters, pixels should no longer be used. Now we have the opportunity to use relative units of measurements like percentages, viewport widths and viewport heights, as well as EM and REM. All of these measurements are relative to browser size or relative to other elements on the page. Relative measurements make responsive design so much more easier. The fourth basic principle of responsive web design are breakpoints. Breakpoints are pre-designed areas of measurements that allow you to rearrange your layout depending on the size of the browser or the device. So if you have a desktop design with a wide layout, while squishing down to tablet or mobile design, you might want to insert breakpoints that allow you to rearrange your 12-column layout to 6, 3 or 1-column layout. This is really important because it allows you to take control of your layout. The fifth principle that you need to know is maximum and minimum values. Sometimes it makes more sense for your content to stretch 100% of the browser, but other times it makes less sense and you might want to set a maximum width so it feels like there's a containing element that stays in as the browser starts to stretch your content, so it never goes past a certain point. You don't want to read texts that are 300 pixels wide. It is really hard for the eyes. You want to capture, cover and maintain with minimum and maximum values. Number 6 is container or nested objects. Sometimes it makes sense to take chunks of your contents like a headline, image or a paragraph and insert them in a division or a div. You have now nested that inside another containing element. Now you can control the containing element instead of each single element. I'll show you an example. We'll go to YouTube and I'll show you how responsive web design works. So I'll reduce the browser size. And as you can see, the elements will get vertically rearranged. If I keep reducing the size of the browser, the videos will be vertically rearranged. So none of the content is lost, it is just rearranged according to the browser size or device size. You have to practice a lot to get familiar with these principles. Play around with your code, change values and see how the web page looks on the browser. When it comes to coding, it is very important to try the code yourself instead of just watching videos. That is the only way to learn coding. I hope this video was helpful. Thank you.